Hi, it's Hope and welcome to the video. This, as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, is going to be the Craveathon announcement video. I am so excited to be announcing this. Basically, if you do not know, over the last 6 months, I have been doing the Crave Along, which is a read-along of reading the Crave series by Tracy Wolff. And now to kind of wrap up the read-along, we are doing a readathon. So, stick around to find out more. So, first of all, I will leave all the information down below. This takes place the month of July. The entire month of July, this readathon is happening. In the description, you will find a link to the Google Doc, which will have everything that I am discussing with you now in there for you to easily access. And if I look up above, I'm reading everything directly from my laptop so I can ensure that I say everything 100% correct, because when in doubt, if I am just to regurgitate something, I will find a way to mess up explaining my own readathon, which, oh my gosh, I totally forgot to say that I am technically co-hosting this with Alicia from Books and Things with Alicia. I will leave her channel announcement video and all of her information down below. She is ultimately the kind of like mastermind of the Crave Along and Craveathon, and so the two of us are co-hosting this. Originally, Clint from Reed's Reader and Morgan from Morgan's Bookshelves were both supposed to be co-hosts for this readathon, but ultimately, because of life, they had to take a step back, which is more than understandable. So let's just jump into what the objective of this readathon is play your way through the game board, which we'll get to in a second, and complete one of the many courts. So there is this game board here, where essentially the rules is, so you roll a 6-sided dice and move along the number of spaces along the board. Each corresponding color is a different faction. Black is demigods/gods, blue is werewolf, gold is dragon, green is gargoyle, purple is witches, and red is vampires. Choose a prompt from that faction. You can double up on prompts. If doubling up on a prompt, you can only use 2 prompts per one book. Once the prompt is used, the prompt can no longer be used for future books. Your goal is to finish all the prompts within the faction. For example, finish all the prompts in the vampire court. Once you complete a faction, you have 2 choices. Finish the readathon and call yourself like I completed it, or continue and roll and complete a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, however many factions you want in the month. And so kind of an example is, so you'll roll the dice and let's say you roll a 3. So then you land on the dragon court. And then you'd pick a prompt from the dragon court and you'd read a book that fits that prompt, and then, or let's say if it fits 2 prompts, you would do that. Self-care prompts, you can just do them at any point, kind of, pretty much, but we'll get to that. And so you can double up, so let's say you read a book that fits 2 prompts within the dragon court, you can mark them off and you've completed those prompts, and then you roll again. And then let's say you land on werewolf, and then you do prompts for that. And so your goal is to make your way around the board while trying to complete the factions as you go, but you don't get to choose what faction you're reading for next. The dice does. You can do a 6-sided dice, or if you want to, you can pick any other dice. We just said a 6-sided dice because typically everybody has one of those in their house through games or whatever. Or you can typically find them at a store if you don't have one, or you can use just a like dice roller on like Google. And so I hope that makes sense. I've tried to describe it in the easiest way possible. I will say, if you have any questions whatsoever, you can message me on any of my social media platforms. You can message Alicia at any of her social media platforms, or you can message the Craveathon. You can message the Crave Alongathon Twitter, which I will also leave below, and we will try to answer whatever questions you have. And so now, I guess, we should go into the prompts, right? Of what the prompts are. And remember, you can double up. if you want to do more than doubling up, technically you can. We're not gonna like care really, but try for 2, because the thing is the objective is to just kind of follow these factions around, and you're trying to just kind of like figure out where you belong. So kind of what prompts you like within that faction, and you're letting the dice pick for you essentially. So I guess let's just go based on the board, and we'll just go across. So first is demigod/gods. Gods and demigods aren't really introduced until the 4th book in the Crave series, but they do play a huge part within the series, so we ultimately decided to include them. And so for these is, again, prompts will be linked down below. So prompt number 1, read a book about gods/goddesses. Book 2, read a book with god/goddess in the title. Prompt number 3 is, you join the god of time on one of his many vacations. Read a book featuring a vacation or a summary type of read. Because when in doubt, when I think of vacations, I think of like a summer vacation going somewhere, like summery, tropical, anything like that. Or just kind of a book with a vacation. It could be a winter vacation. It could be a fall vacation. Anything like that. Prompt number 4, you made a deal with a crone and you now owe her a favor. Read a borrowed book, for example, borrowed from your library, a friend, Kindle Unlimited, Hoopla, Libby, or whatever other places there are to borrow books. Prompt number 5 is a self-care prompt. Treat yourself like a god/goddess. Have a pampering day/spa day. So, whatever you consider that. Prompt number 6, be a warrior and be ready for battle. Have a train/workout day. That could be something as simple as going for a walk, or whatever you consider like a workout. If you're not really able to like work out or anything like that for medical reasons, you can just completely skip this prompt. We want this to be as inclusive as possible, but if you are able to do something like that, go ahead to fulfill the prompt. If that's something that you're not comfortable doing for whatever reason, feel free to just like be like, I walked to the kitchen, I worked out. You can count that. Or whatever you consider that. You could do even a mind workout of like a puzzle or something like that even. Prompt number 7, everywhere you turn, you see the battlefield filled with chaos. There are thousands of enemies against your small group of friends. To win this battle, you must read a book with chaos in the title or throughout the book. And prompt number 8, where there is chaos in the world, there must be balance. Find a book that tells of balance or cosmic balance throughout the story. So those are the prompts. If you have any questions, again, feel free to message. The gods and demigods are the only like faction that have 8 prompts. Everything else has 7, and because I feel like the gods and goddesses are like, they're powerful, so they have to have an extra prompt. That's how it ended up working out for us. And also, as you can tell, some of these prompts have like story elements, some are just random prompts. It literally just ended up being that some of them we had these ideas for like storylines, and others was just prompt. And but now moving on to the werewolf, which is blue. Prompt number 1, you get into a fight with Jackson Vega over attacking his girlfriend Grace. He rips out one of your fangs as a warning. Take a bite out of a novel and read a book in one sitting. Werewolf 101, everyone knows silver bullets are your worst enemy. Read a book with silver or silvery foil on the cover. Or I would even say silver in the title. It counts. Prompt number 3, challenge the alpha. Start a series you're intimidated by. Prompt number 4, which is a self-care prompt. Have a howling good day with some self-pampering. Prompt number 5, it's a full moon. Read a book with a moon or stars on the cover or in the title. Prompt number 6, shapeshifters. Read a book featuring a shapeshifter. And prompt number 7, self-care prompt, make a transformation and shift things around, aka declutter, organize, something like that. Now onto the dragons. You walk into the Dragon Court ballroom and you see the treasures hanging from the ceilings. You eye a particular treasure. Pick a book with a gemstone on the front cover or in the title. Prop number 2. You have transformed into your dragon for the first time and you see red. Find a book that is red or has scales on the front cover. Prop number 3. Self-care prompt. Treat yourself to a shimmering bath bomb and relax. Obviously, if you don't have a bathtub or aren't able to use bath bombs or anything like that, just kind of treat yourself to something nice. Prompt number 4, find a book with a dragon on the cover or in the story. You have the ability to breathe fire when in dragon form. Choose a book with the word fire on the cover. And that can be kind of fire, flame, ember, smoke, ashes, like anything that's kind of surrounding fire or like the aftermath of fire you can kind of count. Prompt number 6, which is a self-care prompt, treat yourself to a shiny new book. So buy yourself a new book, treat yourself. And prompt number 7, read a book with a golden cover or gold on the cover. And now onto the Gargoyle Court. So prompt number 1, a time dragon is hot on your tail and you must defeat the dragon quickly. Read a book dealing with time or time travel. Prompt number 2, everyone thinks you're crazy as you have an argument with the guy inside your head. Little do you know that he is your mate and you don't remember anything about your relationship. Read a slow burn romance or enemies to lovers. Prompt number 3, the Gargoyle King, the unkillable beast, is the first gargoyle you meet. You sense there's a connection between the two of you. Read a book with a family tie or family lineage in the story. Prompt number 4, which is a self-care prompt. You've been going non-stop trying to save your friend and yourself from Cyrus. Take a day to relax and recharge your batteries. So just take a day off and relax. Prompt number 5. While training in the Gargoyle Court, you and the other gargoyles must work together to train as one. Buddy read a book with someone. Prompt number 6. You turn to stone for the first time in your gargoyle form. Read a chunky book. And prompt number 7, which is a self-care prompt. It has been a night of fighting for your deadly counterparts. Find some way to blow off some steam, which is anything you would like to do. For example, read a book, go to the gym, watch a movie, listen to music, clean, anything that you count as like blowing off some steam. Or you could even have it blow off some steam and just scream. That would even work. Now on to the Witch Court. So, prompt number 1. You messed up a spell and got sent to Headmaster Foster's office. Read a book with a parental figure present. Prompt number 2. You want to learn more about your witchcraft. Read a book featuring witches. You need to escape Katmere by creating a portal. Read a portal fantasy. Prompt number 4, which is a self-care prompt. Practice your glamours. Have a beauty day. Prompt number 5. You messed up on a potion in class and are purple. Read a book with purple cover or purple in the title. Prompt number 6 is a self-care prompt. You join Macy and the other witches for some tea. Treat yourself to a drink. That can be any sort of drink you like. And prompt number 7, you were bored and messing around with your magic, which led to you accidentally creating a new spell. Since you created it, you get to name it. Read a book with either the title or author's name, starting with the first letter of your name. So for example, my name's Hope. I would have to read a book that either the title starts with an H or the one of the either the author's first or last name starts with an H. And the final faction is vampires. So prompt number 1, read a book with the word vampire in the title. Prompt number 2, read a book about vampires. Prompt number 3, read a book with a red cover. Prompt number 4, you have a bloody hell of a day. Choose your favorite drink and relax. Prompt number 5, you find out your mating bond with your vampire was a forced and fake one. Take a day to relax and get your head back in the game. Prompt number 6, Jackson and Grace sit outside on the parapet watching the Aurora Borealis for a date. You see all of the different colors. Pick a book that has the night sky or the colors of the Aurora Borealis on the cover. I apparently can't say that word. And prompt number 7, vampire bites. Hudson and Grace are sent into a sense of euphoria every time they touch. Hudson has a low growl in his throat for Grace, while Grace gets a little hot and bothered when Hudson feeds. Read a book with enemies to lovers or a steamy romance. So as you can see, some of those prompts are fairly easy, others are more difficult. Again, The goal is to complete a faction, but if you don't get one finished, that is also okay. It is literally just a readathon to read books, and just all of these prompts in one way, shape, or form are some way inspired by the Crave series, as I'm sure you could have heard as I was saying these prompts. And so in general, we want this to be very stress-free and low maintenance in some ways. So if you, for example, don't want to do the game board and just want to read books for one faction, go ahead. If you want to read a book for every single prompt, go ahead. If you just want to do the self-care prompts and maybe 1 or 2 reading prompts, go ahead. We want this to be fun, and we don't want this to be stressful. You can count the readathon as finished whenever you deem necessary. If you finish one faction and you're like, okay, I'm good, and it's only a weekend, great for you. I am happy, and I'm glad. I hope you had fun. This is very, we are not going to police your reading. If you need to stretch a book to fit a prompt, stretch it. Stretch it like you are meant to do it. These prompts are just there for guiding your reading if you need the extra help. I know I will be literally throughout the month of July, just as I need another book, just rolling the dice and seeing where my reading takes me. And if I don't get a faction completed, great, I still had fun, hopefully. And if I do complete, let's say, every single faction, that is also amazing, or anything in between is also amazing. I think that's pretty much all that I have to say. I know that me and Alicia throughout the month will be trying to do some sprints. I'm not sure how often I will be able to because of working, and I know that Alicia is a stay-at-home mom, so depends on when she has the time to do it. But that we will definitely keep you updated on both of our social media. And yeah, I feel like that's everything. Again, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to either comment below or message me or Alicia, or just get in contact with us somehow, and we will be more than happy to talk and discuss and all of that. So yeah, I feel like that's everything now. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below if you are planning on joining. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did. It really helps my channel grow. And hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye!